everybody, it's Cassie and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you all the books that I plan to read in June. I have my TBR cart here. These first two books that I have turned around are part of Buzzword Readathon, and that word for buzzword is you. So I have The Shadow of Your Smile by Mary Higgins Clark. She is the author that I originally started reading books by. I was into her books. They're the only books that I was into growing up and before YA and everything, so I have not read anything by her for a long time, so I'm hoping this will be a good read. The next one has been on my TBR several times, so hopefully I can get to these two during that week. That's my only plan, just these two books, and this is Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. It is a summertime read of two friends. One goes missing and the other one finds a list of things to do, like a bucket list, and she tries to complete them all that her friend had left for her. So I'm quite curious if she ends up being found or what happens at the end, because I've started this a few times, just not continued it. So hopefully I can finally complete it. Okay, so I'm going to say these books in the order that I am quite possibly going to be reading them as. It's for the Sims-a-thon readathon through the whole month of June, and I'm so excited for it because I love Sims and city skylines and anything to do with the Sims world. So the first book that I do plan on reading, and I am currently reading, as it is the 3rd of June already, is Graceling by Kristen Couture. I've heard this is a very beloved book. I have been told several times to read it, as I have had it for a little while now. Every time I mentioned it, everybody is like, this was my favorite book when it first came out, and la da da da. So I found it on audiobook and I'm listening to it. It is a multicast audiobook. When I get audiobooks, I do read along with it. I feel that it enhances the experience, and I don't normally listen to audiobooks unless I have the books. So I am glad to have found that, and I am finally ready to get into this world. One of my favorite authors, I have just recently completed her trilogy, so I thought it was time to continue on with her new books, and this is Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. I have started this, did not continue on because I felt like I needed to finish her first trilogy set in this world. I could not continue on. So I am really happy to have picked this book for my TBR this month, and maybe I will like it as well as her other series. Now, I would be telling you all the prompts for these books, but I can't find my paper, so oops. Next one is A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray. I hope to get into her worlds and her writing because she seems to be a very beloved author. I've seen people haul this book, but everybody has probably read it when it first came out, and I don't see a lot of people talking about it now. I know this is an older book, so if you have read it, let me know down in the comments, and I hope I will enjoy this one too. So I do kind of remember the prompt for this next book. It is to read a book with a different type of writing style, and I have The Year of Secret Assignments by Jacqueline Moriarty. Now, I have probably read already half of this book, but I put it down because I got a different book and I wanted to read it, and I quit reading this. It's taken place in a high school. It says diary entries, rude graffiti, hate mail, love letters, revenge plots, date plans, notes between friends, and famous last words. And here is the back of it. These three are passing notes to and from each other. There's Dear Matthew, there's Cassie, hey, my name, Matthew, surely there's more, Lydia, Sebastian. So they're all written in letters to and from each other between apparently 4 kids. So from what I remember, it was funny, a very entertaining read. And then I think right after I started reading this, I saw Illuminate. So I think it was that book that I ended up picking up and reading after this, because I was so fascinated with the writing style that once I saw that one, I had to go right into it. This next book is Eve and Adam. It is a different take on the Adam and Eve story. Instead of Eve being created from Adam, Adam is created from Eve. All right, it says, in the beginning, there was an apple, and there was a car crash, a horrible, debilitating injury, and a hospital. But before Evening Spiker could regain consciousness, there was a strange boy checking her out of the hospital and rushing her to Spiker Biopharmaceuticals, her mother's research facility. Once there, Eve has to heal and cope with an eerie isolation, only interrupted by her overbearing mother, a strange group of doctors, and a mysterious boy who brought her there. Who would let a boy check out a girl from a hospital? Did he like sneak her out? Quite curious. The next book is Dark Life. I think this was for the prompt nature or an animal or something, some kind of something on the cover, and it's a jellyfish. So this is about a boy who lives underwater. The earth was destroyed by earthquakes, uninhabitable, and so everybody was somehow able to create a place under the ocean and live there for who knows how amount of time, but apparently it's been this boy's whole life. And he gets curious, and he finally, I think, decides to try to go up on land and see if they can live on there. It says, Ty ventures into the frontier's rough underworld and discovers some dark secrets to dark life. Secrets that threaten to destroy everything. So I did get it wrong. It says, earthquake shattered their continents, toppling entire regions into the rising water. Now humans live packed into stacked cities. Makes me think of Ready Player One, how the modular homes or trailers or RVs or whatever are all stacked on top of each other. The only ones with any space of their own are those who live in the ocean floor, the dark life. So there are people that live on top, and Ty is in communication with a girl that lives on top side. Next book is The Six by Mark Alpert. I think the prompt for this one was a colorful cover. It's blue, green, orange, yellow, red. So I thought it was colorful. I couldn't think of anything else to pick. This, as you can tell, is a sci-fi book, and I have no idea what it's about. Their mind's strong, but their body's weak. These handpicked teens will become pioneers, exchanging their bodies for machines. Their courage will defy expectations. Their skill will defend civilization. Their limits will be tested. They are the Six. So I'm quite interested to see, will they be more human or machine? How will they act? Are they like Cybermen from Doctor Who? My TBR won't be normal without a Goosebumps book. I have been collecting them again and trying to read them. So this one, I think I have read this one when I was younger. I remember the cover. So this one is The Headless Ghost by R.L. Stine. They've got a real head start. Everyone knows about Hill House. It's the biggest tourist attraction in town. That's because it's haunted. Haunted by the ghost of a 13-year-old boy, a boy with no head. It's dark and creepy and totally scary. Still, they've never actually seen the ghost until the night they decide to go on a search for his head. If you have read Goosebumps books and you have read this one, let me know if you enjoyed it. There is a series that I have been working on, and I have not read it since last year. I read the first 3 books, and I think there are either 3 or 4 more books to go, and this is book 4 in the Shadow Children series. This one is Among the Barrens, and it is by Margaret Peterson Haddix. These are very, very, very quick reads. I can read them in a day, and I really enjoy it. In fact, I feel like that they are too short, and when I finish one, I want more out of it. I feel like it's not completed, and it's too short. I'm too used to reading gigantic books. I think that's what's wrong. So this one is under 200 pages, and I hope I enjoy this as much as I have the first 3. Now, the last 2 books is a series that I am wanting to finish. I have not read this series for a few years, and I may have to skim the first 2 or 3 books. It is the Witch and Wizard series by James Patterson. I absolutely adore these characters. From what I can remember, they had their parents taken away and they had to find them, and they are witches. And the first one is The Kiss, and the last book is The Lost. Well, this isn't the first one, but this book comes before this one. So I'm going to try to finish this because I'm tired of seeing it on my TBR shelf. I want the series together, I want them completed, and I want to see what happens to my characters. I love these two, and I just, like, the last thing I remember them going through is they were in this building with a whole bunch of other kids. Something had happened to their parents. They were treated, all of them were treated poorly. It was like almost a prison for these kids. I don't know if they all had powers and there was like something going on to suppress the powers, but it's just, that's the last thing I remember. So I may have to go through the other books and kind of refresh my memory before I continue on with this. So if you have read the Witch and Wizard series, please let me know, and if you have finished all the books. If you have not read these books and you are interested into getting into something that is by James Patterson, but you're not into his, what are they, crime mystery novels? I'm not into any of those. I've tried them, I can't get into them, but I absolutely love these. So, and I also think it's great that he's helping other authors publish their books too. So, these are the last 2 books that I'm hoping to read in June. I think I may end up reading some ebooks. There are The Vanishing Throne, that is the second book to the Falconer series, and if I can, I'll try to get the last book of that trilogy. I think there are a few more ebooks, but I can't remember what the titles were. That is it for my TBR for this month. It's very, very ambitious. I have them all right here in my TBR cart. I am very happy to have this thing because I could just roll it around wherever and have my books right next to me. My husband thinks I'm absolutely crazy, but I love it and it's fun to have, and it keeps all my TBR books in a nice spot. So if you have read any of these books, let me know. If you want to read any of these books, let me know. And I wish you all the best of luck with your June TBR. Let me know down in the comments if you are participating in any readathons. I know there are a ton this month, but I'm only focusing on the 2, Buzzword Readathon and Sims-a-thon. So if you love The Sims, check out that readathon and let me know if you are participating. Have an awesome month. I'll chat with you later. Bye.